Okay students, welcome to another lab session. Today we will draw simplified representation of stud and cap screw in a simple assembly. So for that we need to understand the difference between the bolt, stud and the cap screw. In the last lab we have drawn hexagonal headed bolt. So today we will draw stud and the cap screw in a simplified assembly. This is our exercise and we'll redraw this shape and show the specified thread fasteners at the specified location. Like at this location here along this horizontal axis, we have to draw M14, a major diameter 14 stud with plain washers. So we also have to use washers today. And here along this vertical axis at both, we have to use M14 cap screw, and there is a blind threaded hole in the base. So the cap screw is going and engaging here these threads in the base. We can take all fillet radius to 50 for 5 millimeters. So first let's understand the difference between bolt, stud and the cap screw. So this is a bolt. So whenever we say bolt, it comes with a nut. And this is the simplified representation of the bolt. We already have drawn this. We have drawn this external thread representation. Then we have drawn in the last class the external thread bolt with the hexagonal head and also the nut. The nut can move along this minor diameter or along the threaded length of the bolt. We generally take 5 millimeters from the end of the bolt here, the position of the nut, 5 millimeters from the end of the bolt. And see, this is the stud. Stud is headless. Stud is headless. So stud can be throughly, or it can be threaded a la tool, you can say, or throughly completely threaded, or it can be threaded only at the two ends. And the middle portion can be round, or sometimes it can be forced to square, so that you can use spanner there. And this is a simplified representation of the stud, which is only threaded at the two ends. So that's why we have the thread run out here in this case. And this stud, simplified representation of the stud, this is completely threaded from this end to the other end. And this is, we are showing the stud with two nuts at the two ends. And this is the last one for today. This is the cap screw or hexagonal headed cap screw. There are different types of the screws, there are different types of the cap screws. So we are looking at the hexagonal headed cap screw. The screw is same like bolt. Cap screw is same like bolt, but it is not used with the nut. So instead of the nut, this goes into the internal thread in the machine body itself. So this is a simplified representation of the cap screw. This is important drawing which we are going to do today. So now we can compare all these fasteners. So this is the bolt and the nut. The bolt is passing through the open hole in part A and part B. There is open hole. The bolt will pass through it, come out from the other end, and we can use the nut to fix it. The stud can go in the open hole as well as it can go in the blind hole also. It can be used also with the blind hole. So in the open hole, the stud will pass through the hole and you can use the nut from both ends. You can use the washers also. Here the stud is going into these threads in the blind hole here. And one end of the stud goes in these threads, whereas the other end you can use the nut and the washer. Washer is optional. Cap screw generally, as I said, goes in the blind hole. So we have the blind hole in this base or in this part, and the cap screw goes and engages in that. Usually the part B will have only open hole, and it is not a threaded hole with some clearance so that the cap screw or the bolt can pass through it. The critical thing in the drafting today is to understand how to draw the blind threaded hole. So there are 3 steps involved here. If we understand each and every line and the meaning and the reason for each and every line, it's very simple and easy to draw. So first we drill, and the first step, if we look at the operation itself, the manufacturing operation, we drill the hole. Now we are not talking about the part A here, only look at the lower part here, part B. This part we want to make a blind threaded hole of depth, whatever specified depth. So depth is measured in that part from here to here. See, when we measure the depth, it is in that part only. We don't consider the size of the other part because the depth is, or the hole is drilled in this hole. The hole is drilled in this part. So this is the depth of the hole up to this line. At the end we show this 30-degree line with the horizontal here, 30-degree line. This represents the wedge shape of the twist drill. Twist drill at the end it has a wedge shape, so it represents the wedge shape. Whatever may be the actual angle on the drill, in the drafting we show it at 30 degree. Okay, both sides 30 degree. So once the hole is drilled, see, remember the hole diameter is equal to minor diameter. Now we tap the hole, means we cut the threads in that hole. So we draw this line here which is equal to the major diameter. And when we tap the hole, we don't tap it up to the end, we don't tap it up to the here, we leave some space here, extra space here, so that while you are doing the tapping operation, there is a space for the accumulation of the chips and the burrs. So here the thread is cut up to here and then thread runs out. So this is same like the thread run out 30 degree with the axis. Once now you drill the hole, you tap the hole. So now your internal threads are ready. You can insert now the cap screw in that. You can just put the cap screw inside that. But when you put the cap screw, usually we adjust the length and the threaded length of the cap screw so that it will not hit the end of the threads here. Otherwise it may damage the cap screw as well as the thread. So we manage it by keeping some less length here than the depth of the threads here. So that's why here these two lines here, these two lines represent the end of the cap screw, and at the end of the cap screw we make a chamfer, 45 degree chamfer. So this is a 45 degree angle here. This is thread run out for the internal thread. So this is 30 degrees with the axis. This is 45 degrees with the axis, and this is another line which is for the drill. Understand why each line here. So there are 4 horizontal lines, 1, 2 and 3, 4. These 3 and 4 are both for the end of the cap screw because of the chamfering. This is for representing the internal threads, and this is for the hole itself. Okay, so the first step is to redraw this shape according to these dimensions, and then we need to do the calculations before we draw the threaded fasteners. We'll take major diameter is equal to 14. So based on the major diameter, we can see minor diameter will be 12.85 into D. W, the size of the hexagon, will be 1.5 times D is 21 millimeters. Bolt, now here we are drawing the cap screw, not the bolt, it is the same thing. So cap screw head thickness will be 2 by 3 into D, which is 9.33, and the nut thickness which we need for the horizontal fasteners, the stud, is with nut 7/8 D, which is 12.25, which will come 12.25. Also we are using the washer with the stud. Along with the nut we are also using the washer. So this is a washer, we call it varda in Arabic. Washer outer diameter, then we have the inside diameter and the thickness of the washer. So the outer diameter of the washer, for the standard washer we have the ISO specification, or the standard dimension for that is 2D plus 4. So 2D, D is a major diameter, so 2D plus 4 will be 32. So the outer diameter will be 32. We are drawing the washer in the front view like this, not like this, but we will draw this view of the washer. So this length for the rectangle will be 2D plus 4, 32. Whereas the thickness of the washer is taken as 0.15 into D. So 0.15 into D is 2.1. We can approximate it to 2 millimeters. So we need to draw this rectangle 2 millimeter by 32 millimeter to represent the washer in our drawing. So let's open AutoCAD and start drawing.